Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel if you are on YouTube, and welcome to my Facebook page if you are watching me on Facebook this evening. And tonight I am going to be talking about an upcoming course. Of course, there's a truck out front. An upcoming course where I'm going to, it's like a taster course. It's a taster course in various practices of breath and pre-meditation practices that will help to build strength to the nervous system and strength to the mind and to the emotions. And so tonight what we're going to do is a very simple practice, and I'm going to share with you just a little bit about how this course is going to work. And it's called Meditation Practices. Just bear with me. I will close my window and I'll be right back. That's enough, Amber. So I do count my blessings and the joy. So, Amber, please. Amber, that's enough. Stop it. I do count my blessings, and it is a privilege to be able to work from home, where I teach yoga and work with private students on breath practices, physical asana practices, and different pre-meditation practices. And that's what this course is about. It's not about sitting in silence in discomfort. It's about learning several different techniques, so eventually one day you'll be able to sit in comfort. Now, one of the reasons that what is most popular in the West anyway is the physical asana practice, the physical yoga practice. And that is because when we sit in stillness, what happens is the aches and pains of the body tend to come to the surface. And it's challenging for us, many of us, to sit still for any length of time. And so we're going to keep all of the practices relatively short. We'll also work on a few little preliminary stretches and things to help you with setting yourself up for success throughout this course. And for those of you that have been working with me through my tarot practice, this is a deck that I have not been able to put away for some time. And I'm going to pull out a particular card, but just perchance that I could get some magical synchronistic thing happening here, I'm just going to shuffle and pull a card for tonight. And I want this card to be the energy of our journey, the energy of the focus over this 4-week program, which my intention is to begin next week. And I have not posted the link yet. There will be a link shortly afterwards in the description box below, and I will be advertising it everywhere. So if you are interested, when we're done tonight and taking this course, or if you're watching the playback later, let me know and I'll make sure that I send you the link. You could also private email me at info@integrativhealingwithsadhana.com. Okay. So welcome. I see Audrey's here. Nice to have you. That's really cool. So this is the moon card. This is not the card I had in mind, but I will address that. Of course, tomorrow we have a new moon cycle, so that's pretty auspicious that that card comes up and that it is a major card, and that when we do draw major cards in the tarot, it's kind of important to acknowledge that the universe has is in support and is recognizing that what we are going through this is not an easy time. This is some major time in our life. This is the card that I wanted to share with you. This is the Tower card from the Falarcos Tarot. And you can see that the energy, whether it is coming from the earth or coming from above, is breaking through the central channel, the Sushumna Nadi of the woman who is in this course. Now, Sushumna Nadi, Sushumna channel, is the main channel that runs from the crown chakra and out through the root chakra back into Mother Earth. And in this particular tarot card, the way that it's drawn is so empowering. And what I want to address with the relationship between this Tower card and what is so very, very important for every single body out there is that the reason we do these practices, the reason we do pranayama, the reason we do breath practices, the reason we do guided meditations and so forth is to strengthen our vessel. So our vessel is comprised of our nervous system, which is a huge component and hugely affects our emotions, affects how we feel day to day. It affects how we eat and our digestive system. It affects how we react, how we respond. It affects how we move and think and breathe and everything. So the nervous system, through the pranayama practice, through breath practices, can be strengthened. And that's what this course is about. It's about strengthening your vessel so that should something like this happen, and whether this something is divorce, whether this something is a physical move from one geographic location to another, whether it is a physical illness or perhaps a death, the loss of a child, heaven forbid, something out there in the community, an act of violence, something that completely rocks your world. If your vessel, if you have prepared your vessel, it's still going to be challenging, but you will be able to respond in a completely different way if your nervous system is healthy and well. And so that's the foundation of this course. So I really hope that you can join me on this journey, this intro journey, and where we will be learning 3, 4, 5 different breath practices. And my intention is that each week we will build on the week before, and we will take it slowly. We will take it gently. We will work with the group. And as well, we will work on preliminary meditative, also known as concentration practices. So yeah, I'm really glad you're here live, Audrey. For those of you that are watching this in the playback and saw the disturbance with the dog and the truck out front and all of that, I do apologize. I am so privileged to have met people in my life who were able to help me in this way, who were able to help me strengthen my vessel. It was around the time that my second child, I believe she was 17 at the time, attempted suicide. And my other children would have been 19, 15, and 5. And it was a few days after we had been in the hospital that I went to a local yoga conference. And I went into a workshop where the presenter was in full Swami gear. And it was a chakra workshop, an intro chakra workshop. And we sat on the floor. And I sat there in the front row just ready to soak up something that was going to help me move through, or begin to move through, or begin to make sense of what was going on in my life. And through that encounter with that teacher, everything changed. Everything began to change. And I connected with her in a way where yoga took on a whole new perspective. And I attended many different workshops and conferences and did a lot of private one-on-one with her. And over time began to strengthen my vessel. And it's just been an amazing, amazing journey for me. It's really helped me through many deaths. I've been through, recently lost my second mother. So I was adopted as a child. And so I also have a deep karmic pattern with related to adoption, so abandonment and so forth. And so it's really helped me work through that. It's also helped me work through the loss of two mothers and the loss of many other people in my life. The part of my pattern came through a eating disorder as well too. And so that was earlier in my life. So once I had the tools, I was able to go back and to work through all of that kind of energy. And it's just been an invaluable resource through the day-to-day trials and tribulations of life to make me feel a whole lot healthier and stronger. So that's part of what I'm going to be sharing with you. So tonight, what we're going to do is a very simple preliminary practice. You can be seated in a chair. You can be seated on the floor. If you are seated on the floor, it is important to raise your hips above your knees. So I'm just going to turn the camera so you can see how I am seated. I'm quite close to the camera here. So my knees are touching the floor and my hips are on a bolster. I'm very comfortable sitting this way. You may not be. If you're seated in a cross-legged position, try to get your seat above your knees. We want to have the energy draining out of the hips. This is where the karmic patterns tend to live in the physical body. And if we can get the energy moving in a downward direction, and I like to think of the knees actually as a portal, we can begin to free up some energy in the body. And please feel free to move. You don't have to stay in one position the whole time. All right, so we're going to start with just a general awareness of what is going on. I talked about the Sushumna Nadi, which is the central channel that runs from the crown chakra and beyond the crown chakra, universal energy above, and down through the root chakra and down to all that is manifest in this world. And so this Sushumna Nadi connects us, this line of energy. We also have two other main nadis that focus on the left side of the body and the right side of the body. And this is something that we're going to discuss more. Nadi is the Sanskrit word for channel. So you might, if you're familiar with Chinese medicine, chi, right? The chi lines that run through the body, you can think of it that way. And I will have a whiteboard. We'll do diagrams. We'll take notes. There'll be a little bit of classroom. There will be handouts and all that kind of stuff too. But tonight I want to keep it really simple. So in your seat, go ahead and close your eyes. And as you're in your seat, gently begin to move your torso in a circular pattern. So let's start clockwise, circling the torso, small circles. And let's add breath to the circles. You can rest your hands on your lap, facing up or down. And inhale and exhale as you begin to rotate around the spine. And if you're feeling like you need to move more, you can make the circles bigger. Just make sure you're inhaling and exhaling. And then begin to reduce the size of the circle, making your way back to stillness. Just observing anything else that's arising at this time, and then let it pass. Come to stillness. And notice that even in stillness, the body is in movement. The prana is never still. And then begin counterclockwise circles. Start small at first, and then begin to expand and move with breath. Inhale and exhale for each rotation. And then if you've made large circles, begin to reduce the size of the circle, make your way towards stillness. And with your eyes closed, become aware of the spine. And get really curious anatomically of the relationship between the bones of the spine, the vertebra, and the spinal cord. The spinal cord runs through the vertebra. And however you are visualizing that is perfect. When you get to the neck, there's a general tendency when we close the eyes and we do meditation that the chin goes up and we create this restriction in the back of the neck. So bring the chin down a little bit and imagine like you were in a ballet class or you are a marionette. Somebody is tugging on a hair on the top center of your head at your crown chakra, pulling you nice and tall. So that spinal cord runs all the way through the vertebra, up into your brain, into something called the medulla oblongata, and then right out through the crown, creating a nice long channel of energy. Become aware of your nose, your right nostril and your left nostril. Just follow the breath, the natural breath. And take your internal gaze to the eyebrow center, so between the eyebrows. And as you begin to gaze toward the eyebrow center, if your chin drifted up, bring your chin down and just allow the internal gaze to move up towards the eyebrows. And as you trace the breath up and down from the nostrils, try to go all the way up to the eyebrow center. Nice long breath. And then exhaling from the eyebrow center all the way down. And hello to everybody in the background who hasn't chimed in the chat. Welcome. This inverted V shape, make it long and slow. Whatever's comfortable for you. If you've got a rapid rate of respiration, that's fine. We'll work on that over time. And then you may want to open your eyes. You may not. Take your right hand. I will not mirror you. I will just do what you're doing. And take your right hand thumb and place it on your right nostril. And begin to breathe in the left nostril only. And continue to trace half of the inverted V. Left nostril to eyebrow center, inhaling. Eyebrow center, out the left nostril. If you are congested, you can remove your hand and just do it with your mind, with your imagination. Just tracing the breath up and down the left side only. If you do need to change your seat at any point, go ahead and do so. Just be mindful that you're bringing the spine back into a relatively optimal alignment. Become aware of how this is making you feeling. If you notice if anything is arising. And then go ahead and open your eyes and stick out your ring finger. and place the ring finger on the left side, release the right side, and now do the same on the right side only, just drawing the breath up and down the right side from the nostril to the eyebrow center and back down again. And if you're congested on this side, just lower the hand and breathe up and down the right side just with your mind, with your imagination, tracing that line. It does become easier the more you practice to do it without the hand gesture. And if closing off one of the nostrils activates or stimulates anxiety of any kind, remove the hand and just do it in the mind's eye. The next time the air leaves the right nostril, remove your hand. We're going to go back to both nostrils. So close your eyes. Trace the breath all the way from the nostrils to the eyebrow center. We'll go 5 rounds. And then gently open your eyes and come back. This very simple practice is called prana shuddhi, purification of the pranas. And that refers to the Ida and the Pingala, so the nadi on the left side of the body, which is connected to the lunar side of the body, the feminine, the intuitive, the slower meditative energy of the body, and the Pingala, which is on the right side, which is the solar masculine active energy. And so we focus on breathing both nostrils, and then we isolate the left side and then the right side, and then come back and do both sides. So we're going to do that one more time. And I'm going to shift this up a little bit. So the hand gesture, when we're doing breath in the nose, usually we're going to use the ring finger and the thumb. And if you are left-handed, you can do this with the other hand. That's fine. Just remember that we're starting with the left nostril. So if you are left-handed, which I'm not, you are going to use the ring finger to close the right nostril first, right? So, but if you're using the right hand, you're going to use the thumb to close the right nostril. The other thing I'm going to offer up is that you can use the peace fingers, so the second and third fingers, instead of having, this awkward fist while you're doing it, these second and third fingers can touch the third eye chakra, the frontal point of the third eye chakra. So they can rest on the eyebrow center. So it's going to look like this. Okay? So lower the hands, close your eyes, and we'll do 5 rounds, both nostrils. Be aware of the right nostril, the left nostril. Draw the breath evenly on both sides all the way to the eyebrow center, and then back down again. And then raise your right hand if you're using the right hand. Close the right nostril with the thumb. You can place the second and third finger on the eyebrow center, and we'll do 5 breaths, left side only. After the breath leaves the left side, we're going to switch fingers. You can leave the peace fingers up at the eyebrow center. Ring finger closes the left side, right side opens up, and breathe 5 times, right side only. After your 5th exhale leaves the right nostril, lower the hands. Keep the eyes closed, both sides. 5 times, drawing the air all the way up, the inverted V shape to the eyebrow center. And exhaling back down. And then go ahead, open your eyes. Rub your hands together. And then cup your hands over your eyes. And allow the heat, the prana, to comfort, to soothe, to nourish the eyes. And then when the heat begins to dissipate, do it again. And you can either cup over the eyes again, if that felt really good, if you have tired eyes because you use them all day long, or you can cup the ears. This is a very special sensation. And then release your hands. So thank you. So thank you. Thank you for joining me here tonight. So this is just a tiny little taste of what we are going to be practicing in the introductory breath and meditation practice. And this class is going to run on Tuesdays. And it will be a live class. And then following the live class, you will have the recording to support your practice during the week if you want to continue to practice these exercises, which I highly recommend during the course of the week. And it will be a 4-week program, introductory program, and we will run this on Zoom, and then you will have a chance to watch the recording back afterwards. Once I have finalized all the details, there will be a link on this video as well as other locations as well too. So let me know if you're interested, and you can put something in the description box below, and I'll make sure that you do get the link. Now tomorrow is a new moon. And like I said, very kind of auspicious that we drew this card at the beginning of our time together tonight. And there's something really special about the way that this card is drawn. And I love that we have the owls over on the right side. We have what kind of looks like a fish over top of the woman in the card. And there's this real level of connection with all this blue and this light energy in this card. And so it's just really a reminder for me to embrace the energy. Because I'm starting a lot of new classes coming up, I was going to bypass and not do a new moon class tomorrow. But drawing this card is a reminder, yes, I need to do this. So I will be back on tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time. The link will be up shortly, or the thumbnail will be up shortly. And I'm going to do a new moon, new moon, not necessarily new moon, moon salutation practice. And I'll talk a little bit about intentions and so forth and other things that are coming up on my channel. So thanks very much for being here tonight. And if you have any questions or concerns or requests, I really look forward to chatting with you in the comments below. So stay well, and please stay in touch.